Listener discretion is advised. Loud noises and screaming do occur in this episode.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Tactical Waffle podcast. And this week's weekly Premier League Roundup is going to start with Lewis talking about how shit Tottenham are.
Where do I start, to be honest? I think this is probably the worst I've seen us for years. This is actually embarrassing. Even finishing 17th under Ange, we played better football than we did today. The other day. We lost, obviously, when filming this, we just lost to West Ham. And they were on a 10-game losing streak. And we then, week before, we lost to Bournemouth, who were on, I think, it's like 15 or something. They hadn't won since October.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
And now we got Burnley, who haven't won since they beat Wolves a few months ago.
You know what's going to happen.
We know. And then we're going to beat City, because that's how it happens every year.
Probably. I wouldn't be shocked.
That's how it happens every year. But if Frank is in charge by the Burnley game, I'll be very shocked. Because he's got a Tuesday night where we play Dortmund, who haven't lost in their last 10 games.
I was going to say, haven't a bunch of Spurs fans gone on strike about Thomas Frank, and they're basically just gone outside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium just demanding he leaves?
Well, we tried to hold a protest thinking that loads of people showed up, and I think only 100 people showed up out of all of our fans.
Great. Tell you what, some atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably more people that showed up to the City parade. But we...
What? Making us sound like we don't have any fans.
Yeah. We...
That's true. All right, mate.
Normally we're all right, although someone always brings a guitar to the protests. We're really chill protesters. That's probably why we never get our way.
Nice.
Just do a little a cappella when you're just protesting.
Exactly. That's just what you need. But I think the football is just so painful to watch.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We've spoken in the group chat between us about how poor Spurs defensively have been and how easy they've been to break down.
Yeah.
We looked at the Villa goal last week, and it was woeful. And then we look back to Forest a couple of weeks before that, and both of those goals could have been avoided.
Near enough every goal we conceded are very avoidable. It's normally our fault. There's only a few times I think this season that we've actually conceded to just a really good goal. Even Eze's hat-trick, every goal looked the same because our defenders just watched him just take it round him.
Eze's only scored 4 goals this season, 3 against you and 1 against Palace.
Exactly. It's such poor football from Tottenham right now. And we signed Frank because he's meant to be this massive pragmatic manager. And apparently we didn't have that under Ange. And yet we're still worse under Frank than we were under Ange.
Do you reckon there's something going on behind the scenes at Tottenham that might be affecting how the players...
None of them like Frank, I think. I know that Romero's disappointed because he was promised loads of signings by the board when he signed his new contract.
Sounds like he's the manager, the way you've spoken about Romero there, saying that he's promised signings.
Well, because he knows just how bad the squad is, and in order to keep him in the squad, we probably promised him so much stuff that we just haven't come through with.
That's the thing. Was Frank ever a good manager, or was it just a system thing, like Brighton?
I think Frank is a good manager. I think he probably, like you said, he probably end up at Palace after here when Glasner leaves.
I think it's one of those sort of right manager, wrong time situations where Spurs are obviously going through something. I feel like had Frank come in at a different time, he might have succeeded at Tottenham, or if he was to go to another club, he might do better there. You just don't know.
Well, I mean, the amount of managers that have done so poorly at us and then left and done really well. I mean, Conte struggled at Tottenham, has gone on and won the league with Napoli. Even Nuno left us, won the league in Saudi, got Forest into Europe, and isn't doing that great right now.
I actually think you've got really good players as well. I mean, Van der Ven, Romero, great centre-backs. Udogi's a great left-back. Why'd you just shake your head?
So overrated.
I don't think they are overrated. I just think
James has said about 4 words on this podcast so far,
it's
and
only
he's
been a
dropped
minute
in.
It's his first appearance.
He's dropped 2 bombshells.
Give the
saying
poor
that
boy a
Van der Ven is
chance.
Overrated.
Yeah, we've got James with us today. He's my sidekick.
We're going
He's
to
a
force
Palace
feed
fan.
him the mic. He needs to speak now.
Go on, James, take the mic. What do you think about Tottenham?
I don't know. They're just dreadful, to be honest. Like, I don't know what's going on.
What's going on at Palace?
That's what I was
Just-
about. That's one of the things on my list.
Why do you think I missed the podcast last week?
So, some of the things I wrote down for this week were Spurs, obviously the defeat of Spurs. The collapse of Crystal Palace is what I've titled it on my sheet.
Collapse is a nice word.
So you're losing Mark Guehi. He's medical at City. Was
He was always
yesterday.
gonna go.
What's a Guehi?
Mark Guehi. That's his name.
It's Gayhe.
That I've always said it's Guehi.
No,
We were a Muppet
100%
then.
Gahey.
I mean,
So
About
his
50 different names.
his medical was yesterday. Glasner has dropped a bombshell interview saying that he's going to leave at the end of the
Glasner's
season.
begging to leave.
Yeah.
He literally
Um,
called out the board and they're still back.
I think
So
I think he wants to save his reputation. I think he wants a bigger job.
He also wants the payout. that
Yeah,
he's gonna
probably,
get.
yeah.
Because obviously Parish don't want to sack him because he doesn't want to have to pay him the
He's
fee.
honestly, oh my god, what?
and then obviously the week before we had a, ironically as your jumper says, a nightmare of a game
Very funny, Ben.
as to how you lost to Macclesfield FC, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Macclesfield Town?
Yeah, Macclesfield Town FC.
You're
Oh.
underestimating Macclesfield here.
Isn't that the one that's like run by Robbie Savage or something?
Yeah.
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 You got beaten by fucking.
And I think
Savage.
the manager is Wayne Rooney's brother.
Yeah, John Rooney. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, after that game, oh my god, people were blaming Glasner, but I'm sorry, you don't need tactics to beat Macclesfield.
well, that's what Glasner come out is like. You don't need tactics.
Exactly.
You don't need a manager to beat non-league
exactly.
sides.
You're on like 100k a week. Why are you losing to to them?
I think that's probably the first time I've seen Wharton drop an absolute stinker as well.
You might Wharton against Macclesfield is the worst player I've ever seen in my life.
I think as well. I saw something on BBC Sport in terms of like league placements. It's the worst. I think it's like the biggest upset in FA Cup history.
Yeah, I think it's 114 places
Yeah,
between
but-
us.
That's bonkers.
Also, the last time that FA Cup winners went out to a non-league side was Wolves against Crystal Palace. So record breakers again.
Just
Blimey.
it weren't even like a terribly weak squad you put out.
No, that's the
it
thing.
was like quite
The
strong.
Premier League players.
Yeah.
There's so many issues at Palace right now that it's not just one issue. That's the thing. Like, we don't have enough depth, and the depth we do have, Glasner just doesn't trust.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you weren't here last week, so I'll ask you now, just briefly.
Yeah.
What business in January do you think needs to be done in order to kind of turn your season around?
Well, we need a lot of depth. We need a backup right back. We need a competent striker.
Any in particular?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
You're interested in that?
Siddiqui Sharif. That's
Yeah, I
all
was gonna say,
He's
yeah.
back up though, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
No
only
way
19.
starting.
he's
Yeah.
only got 4 goals this season, but I saw highlights and he
Yeah, but
looked
you
good.
love a striker that can't score 10 goals.
Yeah.
It's only Mateta recently that's actually been able to score more than 10 goals.
I mean,
but-
Benteke did do it.
That's ages ago. That's like 10 years now.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
But did he
but-
do it consistently? I think he only did it
They
once.
do it
didn't he?
once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once or twice maybe, but
Like Mateta's gone back to prime Patrick Vieira.
but even Mateta before Glasner was awful.
yeah.
Juventus are apparently offering
45 million. That's what I
no,
saw,
we
40,
want 45 million.
You ain't
I think
gonna
it's
get
28.
45
I think
mil
that's all.
If they offer 45 million, let him go. Honestly,
for him. I don't know why Juve
Let him
are in
go.
for him because they've also got Jonathan David and Vlahovic.
they've got about
And
10
Openda.
strikers.
Openda.
Openda as well.
Openda as
None
well,
of
yeah.
them score though. None of them at
See,
all.
Juventus have a lot of depth sort of at striker, but why would they need Mateta?
Maybe a Mateta David swap deal.
Ooh.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Nah.
Wouldn't say no.
It's got years. It's
not
got
as
years
good
on
as
Mateta, I
those,
think.
He's too good for
Yeah.
us.
No, I mean, David's been like Juventus's like main starting striker for the past few games as well. Openda's been on the bench most of the time.
He's on
Uh,
loan anyway, I think.
Is he?
I think so.
I'm almost certain he's there on a permanent,
But I
but
think he's permanently there.
Vlahovic isn't playing as much as he used to. So
He's awful.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a move soon.
Vlahovic
yeah.
to Palace.
No, let's be realistic here.
That's all I can say.
I wouldn't be shocked if he goes
I
somewhere like
mean,
Saudi.
We
Just
are
goes with
FA Cup
paycheck.
winners. So
yeah,
maybe.
he is on loan with an obligation to buy for 40 million.
Oh,
If it's an obligation, then it's pretty much signed. It's just it's going to come out the next season's transfer budget. You can't cancel an obligation.
Thing we've
we
always
can. Well,
It can.
it can. I'm pretty sure Juventus have to pay the fee if they match certain clauses in the contract.
Yeah.
Maybe then.
I mean, I don't know who else we could sign. I mean, we've always had that player like that player that can just go and win us the game, like an Eze, Elise, Zaha. We don't have that at our club right now. I thought maybe Eze could be that, but
Jason Punchin.
yeah, it's Jason Punchin. But Punch was a good player, but there's so many problems, and it's kind of a shame how it's ended with Glasner because he is
quickly,
probably.
when I asked you last week, players you wish succeeded at Palace, didn't your brother drop the knowledge of Jason Punchin
Yeah.
as if he didn't
Really?
succeed?
Yeah, no, he did succeed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his brother's got
No, I asked my dad and my brother who they thought should succeed as well. So it was kind of all of our lists.
Yeah, but I think you need a lot of stuff. I don't think your depth is terrible in certain places. I mean, like having Hughes on the bench when Kamada's back will be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hughes to bring on, Lerma's okay. You need centre backs now.
You just have a lot of midfielders that are just way too injury prone. Like check the core rate.
Yeah.
He's a very good player when he's fit, but he's just injured
never
half the time. I feel like you need players that are similar to have a similar play style to him, like someone who works 110%
Yeah,
every
100%.
game. But yeah, you don't really find many players like that nowadays. Like
Yeah.
you get players that are obviously very good, very technical on the ball, but they're not really, they don't really run around try to get the ball back and then sort of work their way from there.
Yeah.
So
I think Glasner stay until the end of the season now.
He's going to try his best not to.
Yeah.
He's going to come out like 4 or 5 times.
just going to be one dig after another.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Get me out of this
Yeah.
football club.
He does not want to be here whatsoever, and it's a shame because he's our greatest manager ever. He's got a good relationship with the fans. Well, he's our greatest manager behind Frank de Boer, obviously. But
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that Frank
100%,
de
yeah.
Boer masterclass.
So the next thing I wrote down, this will be for you, George, is I wrote down the Manchester derby, what went wrong for City and what went well for United.
Mate, I got so much slack after this game. It was crazy. I mean, fair play to United. They were really, really good. I mean, from start to finish, they were just a better team. I thought defensively we were very, very lacklustre. I just thought we were very, very sloppy. Could barely string a 5-yard pass together. But yeah, like I said, United were just really, really good. Kobbie Mainoo in particular, actually, I really like him. Yeah, there's not really much to say about the game other than United were the better team.
Yeah.
I
Patrick Dorgu on the left.
Yeah, but like, why? Like,
By the way, someone triple captained Dorgu on fantasy and got 45
It's
points.
got to
and
be
he's-
a bot. There's no way.
yeah,
and
that's just got to be
and
a
he
joke.
started the game in game week 19.
They're
and he's
clearly
not
just doing
changed
that
his
for a
club.
laugh.
He got triple captain Patrick Dorgu and got 45 points. Like, who does that? It's like the person who put Dan Ballard and triple captain in on day one and he got like 50 or something like that.
But I think the game's kind of a representation. Well, it might be too early to tell yet, but I think it's kind of a representation of certain players do well in different systems. Because working in that 3-4-3 that Amram used to play, not a lot of players might be able to adapt to that because it's like you play a specific way. Like obviously having 2 wing backs, 2 defensive midfielders.
They didn't really have wing back players. Like Dalot was not a
Yeah.
good wing back.
No, he's just not a very good player in all honesty.
No, and then they signed Dorgu, who was up and down to be fair under Amorim.
Yeah,
But then Luke Shaw's not a wing back,
no.
and who else they got that can play? Like, I mean, they sold Wan-Bissaka because he was. I would never see Wan-Bissaka as a wing back.
I know they still have Tyrell Malacia, but he hasn't played in a couple
He's
of
so
years.
bad.
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
still there?
Yeah,
Well, he has been in.
He's just
had
there for the
injuries
paycheck at this
back
point.
To back
Yeah.
to back to back to back.
I think he went like a
Yeah.
year with just being invisible.
Yeah, he just disappeared for a
Yeah.
year. Well, because he was off. I think in like wherever Sancho went. I think they were together doing their solo training or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I've put down. I'm not going to talk much on it, but like barely at all. This is Liam Rosenior's first win for Chelsea.
Yeah.
It was. I think we were really good. I think for Brentford, who have been one of my standout teams this year, I'm quite pleased that Rosenior's already started.
Rossini
started
loves his
well.
Lego so much.
He started quite well. I was a bit sceptical after what he does with goalkeepers and how he likes Robert Sanchez to play like he's a
Yeah, like a
fucking
centre back.
midfielder.
You need a new goalkeeper. I don't think
Yeah.
he's good enough.
I'm not gonna use the horrible language that I used last week because I lost my
Yeah, you dropped
I lost
some
my-
awful ball knowledge.
I lost my mind last week, and I'm
Composure just went out the window.
and I've
That's what he said.
chosen
Yeah.
to take a bit more of a
wasn't it?
calm approach
Yeah.
this week. But all being said, I still think that it's still early to tell about Rosinha. But as long as he doesn't have Robert Sanchez playing in the midfield, I'm not really that
Although
fast.
didn't Palmer come off again, injured?
Yeah, at full time he was clutching his groin. He was on the floor like holding his groin,
Yeah.
which isn't a good sign. Which means he's probably played through injury for this match. So
Yeah. I get every time Palmer gets mentioned, my dad is a big Palmer hater
of course
because
he is, because he's a Saka fan.
well, yeah. So because Saka and Palmer got compared, he now hates Palmer. Even like he seems to think that the squad have progressed past Palmer, which I think Palmer's still your best player.
Yeah.
And
I don't think. I still think Caicedo is more important to Chelsea.
I think Palmer's the better all-round player in terms of like impact, but I think it's obviously close between him and Caicedo because Caicedo's obviously a very good player.
Caicedo's really good,
I'm not going to say it, so I'm refraining.
you
I know
go
you've looked at-
go
you
up
gave me a
another
look
level
there.
with Palmer
Yeah.
on the pitch.
I thought you were going to talk about the whole sort of
Don't
Caicedo
say
in the
it.
same category as Rodri.
And
Don't say it's
Elliot
terrible.
Anderson as well.
Yeah, and
Elliot Anderson.
I can't believe you said
No.
that.
I'm not going to speak.
You're
about
out of
Palmer.
your mind, by
Like-
the way.
Jesus Christ.
So what else did I have? I had
Warden
is the
100%.
title race? I had a question: is the title race still on?
For the
No.
time being, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I was talking to Tyler, who some of us work with. He's an Arsenal fan, and he's genuinely convinced that Arsenal
gonna
are
run away
literally
with
going to win the league because everyone's so bad.
Yeah.
Like they could probably draw the rest of the games this season and still end up winning the league.
I mean, it's just slip off like if you look at some of the games over the weekend, like obviously Aston Villa lost to Everton, we got absolutely battered by United, and I feel like Arsenal are the clear front runners for the league, but I don't really see many teams stopping Arsenal, to be honest.
Yeah.
Even though they've
Yeah.
dropped points, like. And a lot of people probably agree with me on this, but they have a lot more depth than everyone else in the title race this season. And I feel like it's not necessarily their title to lose yet because there's still 4 months left of the season.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've obviously got an advantage over City and Villa at the moment. So
What about the others, FA Cup and stuff?
FA Cup, I reckon. I don't think Arsenal win the FA Cup.
I think they prioritise the Premier League because their fans have
Yeah.
been desperate
They
for a win of that.
they could win the Carabao Cup.
I think they will.
So
It depends, obviously, whether they turn up for the second leg because they didn't look that great against Chelsea, and I think a little bit more time under Rosinha, and
I will be as surprised as you if we beat them. I'll be as
Yeah.
surprised as you.
I think you'll probably try and give them a game at the Emirates.
I reckon this is all we got to play for this year. 'Cause
I reckon you'll give him a go, but I don't think you'll beat them.
Yeah,
I
I
th-
think
I-
it'll be a good game.
So what my initial thought is we've said it multiple times. The only people who are going to stop Arsenal from winning the league are Arsenal.
Yeah.
Given their track record of blowing point leads.
They need to notice sooner rather than later that Gyökeres is not the man up top right now.
no.
I'm not going to talk about him either because I
Like he
lost
should
for
have
words about
scored
that guy.
against Forest
Yeah.
when Murillo literally
Yes.
played him through.
I looked at that this morning.
I
and
sent it
knew
to the
you were
group
gonna
chat
bring it up.
and it was so bad.
It was.
His
In
goal
fairness,
against-
it was good defending.
It was
good
fantastic.
defending, but
it's a great tackle.
Like Murillo had to turn and catch up. Gyökeres was already running. Like
Yeah.
he should, for how quick people seem to say Gyökeres is, and the amount of power that man seems to have. Like
he was only just holding on to his run.
yeah, he actually couldn't stop Murillo from getting back.
I think the calories over Christmas are kind of getting to him now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
He failed at Brighton. though,
It's
so
starting.
what
It's
can you
getting.
expect?
It's getting to Arteta that he's not a very good striker.
Yeah, but they either then go and start Jesus, who just doesn't score goals.
He's injured half the time though.
Mhm.
Yeah, but even when he had a consistent run of form, he did it was only that one little period when he just battered Palace. across 2 games.
And then you got King Kai, of course.
Yeah, Kai Havertz, who can't score when
I don't know why
when
they like
needed.
him so much.
Well, because he was their top goal scorer last year, I think,
What, like
Yeah.
10?
with 10, I think.
Yep.
Or Marino.
And Marino's actually a really good striker, to be fair to him.
Very good makeshift striker, yeah.
But I always said either they should have gone in for Sesko. I think Sesko would have done better in that system, because like his goals for United this season is arriving at the right time. It's not like the amount of times this season Saka's gone round a defender or Martinelli's gone round a defender, played it across the box, and Yoko's been nowhere to be seen.
I've always said that someone like Julian Alvarez would fit Arsenal really, really well, because Arsenal play in a way which they kind of get the ball to the striker. Well, this is before Gyökeres came. They kind of get the ball to the striker, and then they basically wait for the wingers to sort of push up, and then they can sort of lay it off.
Yeah.
And Alvarez is very good at sort of dropping into that deep position, sort of receiving the ball, and then either spraying passes or just taking 2 men on just by himself.
Yeah.
So I feel like having a player like that in the Arsenal team would benefit them a lot, instead of having someone like
think-
Gyökeres, who's very
think
much a
that's
target forward.
What they hoped Jesus would be.
Yeah.
Because he had that season playing the false 9 for City where he did quite well.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they kind of hoped Jesus would be. But I think they've never really had an issue, except from this season, where wingers were not scoring. Wingers have always been their main goal scorers.
Yeah.
I mean, Saka's goal contributions have dried up. I think he is having, compared to his standards, a poor season.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give it to Saka. He was injured for
Yeah,
what was it, 3 or 4 months last year.
Yeah.
But I feel like, obviously, people compare players based on stats, but I feel like you kind of have to go beyond that, because if you're looking at like just sort of aesthetic, like the aesthetic of a footballer, like in terms of their actual game, I feel like Saka's very, very underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think he's really good. I think he's still Arsenal's main man in that team. But there's been multiple games this season where he's either cut in and tried to score, and it's just like for England he was doing it really well in the international break.
Yeah,
cutting in, and he scored a couple of goals like that. But this season for Arsenal, his shots look nowhere near it.
Yeah.
And obviously he's got no target man in the middle when he does take it round a defender.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of his assists have dried up because of that, where Havertz would actually be in the right position. It's just a 50-50 on whether he scored. And like Martinelli has been good in the cups, I think, for them, but he's not really scoring in the league.
He's started 7 games this season, Martinelli.
Yeah. But when he started, it's not been great.
No.
He scored a couple of goals, but there are a couple of games where he just looks pony.
Yeah, and then Trossard's not good from the start. He's better off the bench. So they kind of have a lot.
I think that's a controversial one. I think Trossard's probably Arsenal's best left winger at the moment.
I think
I agree.
a lot of
Definitely
Arsenal
is.
fans feel that he's better off the bench as well, though. A lot of Arsenal fans I've spoken to.
Yeah.
would
That boy's
rather-
crack's crazy, by the way.
Oh, 2 weeks in a row. That's all it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Arsenal fans even say that he's better off the bench. He's definitely their best left winger, but sometimes when he starts, he's not as effective.
Yeah.
They should get someone like Rafael Leao on the left.
Yeah.
Can you
Well,
do
they
for
want
that?
they want.
Yeah, but he's also really inconsistent.
Yeah, they want Kenan Yildiz from.
He's a very. I love Kenan
He's very
Yildiz.
good, but I
thought
think he might suffer from the same thing as Eze, is the fact that he can play left wing, but not the way that Arteta
Yeah.
wants him to.
Yeah.
They want like a Nico Williams, who
Yeah.
also is really inconsistent.
But I think the thing is with Kenan Yildiz is that he's one of those wingers that kind of gets the ball and he loves to drive at defenders. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what Arsenal are missing at the moment, to be fair.
Yeah, but I don't like
I've always
Martinelli
seen
and
him
Trossard stay wide,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's what Yildiz wants to do. I
No.
think he wants to come inside,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what Eze wants to do.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
where they've struggled with that left-hand side, because obviously Saka's happy to stay out wide and move inside.
Yeah. And I feel like going back to Yildiz, I feel like I mean, because he's playing in Serie A at the moment, if he was to come to the Premier League, whether he'll be able to adapt or not.
Physicality, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there have been a lot of players that have come from like different leagues, top 5 leagues, to the Premier League, and just not been able to adapt because like the physicality is so much. It's a lot more different from what they're used to.
Yeah.
But if you think of players like Mo Salah, for example, who adapted to like
He
couldn't have
Italian
yeah.
league as well, yeah.
he couldn't have adapted to the Premier League any better. You know, broke the goal scoring record.
Yeah.
Arguably the best Premier League player of all time.
Yeah, because there are some players. I think Serie A, in terms of physicality, is probably most similar.
Yeah.
To Premier League. It's mainly like when they're coming from Bundesliga or La Liga. It's really not a physical league.
No.
Either of them. But like, because obviously our most recent signings from Italy, I think, were, unless I'm wrong,
Destiny Udogie.
Udogie, yeah, who's kept up with the physicality of the league. He's just had injury problems.
Yeah.
And then Kulusevski, Bentancur, who both kept up with the physicality of the league.
Yeah.
But got injured, as it goes with Tottenham.
Yeah.
I actually was so scared when I saw Gallagher go down.
Yeah.
Literally 15 seconds into his debut.
I heard he had a stinker.
I think the whole team had a stinker. I think I would have preferred more from him, but also it's kind of hard when he's the only one. Like he was never going to be the only one doing anything.
Yeah.
I think the whole team was just really bad.
Yeah.
Romero up top was our best threat.
That really says something.
When Romero runs, like just carries on running up the pitch and stays up top, that's when we play our best football.
Yeah.
Because he wins everything.
He's playing in the wrong position.
I saw someone say the other day, it was like, whoever decided not to play Romero as a striker missed out on one of the best strikers in world football. He's so good when he goes. Like, same with Maguire. Whoever told Maguire to be a centre back.
Same with Gavardio.
Gavardio's so good.
Yeah, he's a joke.
But they're going back to Tottenham with why we're so bad is the fact that a lot of our goals this season are either set pieces or come from Romero just going on one of his little runs up the pitch.
Yeah.
Or even Van der Ven running through the whole team.
Yeah.
Like, Frank hasn't trained that.
Yeah.
That's not down to Frank.
Yeah.
Barely any of our goals this season have come from what you would call like Frank's tactics.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference between even when things were bad with Ange, all the Tottenham fans still supported Ange because there were signs that things were improving.
That's the thing. When we were good, we were good. This season, we just haven't been good.
Under Frank, there's no sign of improvement.
Even
nothing.
Like you were saying at the start of the season, when we were good under Frank, like when we were winning games under Frank, we were still not that good.
Yeah.
And it just got worse since then.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen at Tottenham. I don't even know who we bring in.
That's the thing. I reckon you get Glasner at the end of the season, maybe.
I wouldn't mind Glasner because I think we've got the defenders to play at free back.
But what if Glasner goes somewhere like United, a bit more like a more high-profile club?
Don't they want to get out of the free back system though at United?
God knows.
I've heard
I think
that.
they don't like it.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. But I think Glasner's kind of dropped down on their list because of what's happened recently, obviously, and our bad form. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to either United or Tottenham.
I think at Tottenham he's not going to get backed the way he wants to be backed.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's going to expect more money, considering we have more money.
Yeah, that's the only thing
And I mean, we're not even backing Frank when there's a good relationship with the club and Frank, and we're not backing him.
Yeah.
We've given him Conor Gallagher, who wasn't playing at Madrid.
Colin Moani.
Yeah, Colin Moani on loan, who was so bad at the weekend. Like, our best attacking threat was Matthias Tell, and we took Tell off to. Can't remember who we bought on for Tell, but we took off Tell, who was our most threatening. I think for Solanke. So why are we keeping on Odebear, who was invisible, and Colin Moani, who was also invisible?
Yeah.
When we have Tell, who's actually running at their team. And Solanke just looks off it because obviously he's just come back from injury. So we've got nothing.
I think Solanke is probably your starting striker.
Solanke has to be our starting striker. He is our best striker.
Even that, I don't think Solanke's like that.
He offers something different, in my opinion.
I think he's really underrated because of his output last season. I think people forget. Well, like people didn't really see, unless you watch Tottenham week in, week out, how effective he was when he was playing up top.
Yeah.
Like, we won the ball in the final third so often because of Solanke.
Yeah, he was very good when I watched him. To be fair.
Yeah, like when we went to it was the AZ game.
Yeah, AZ.
He was so. I know we only playing AZ, but he was so good in that game, and he had loads of games like that. Even though he didn't score in that game,
yeah,
he was a big part of it. And in Europe, to be fair to him, I think he was our top goal scorer in Europe.
Yeah, no. Another player that I didn't realise how good they were until I watched them live was Semenyo.
Oh, Semenyo in that game.
What do you think about that, George?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously wasn't very good against United, but I'm looking forward to seeing him more. In my opinion, he's arguably one of the best, if not the best winger in the league at the moment.
Yeah.
I feel like signing a player like Semenyo kind of offers City something different, because, like I mentioned last time, we've got players like Doku, Savino. Let's forget about Savino. Doku, players like Doku who are very, very good on the ball, but they just lack that end product a little bit.
Yeah.
And I feel like Semenyo's kind of like, he's obviously got a lot of technical ability, but he's got that end product as well. And if we can kind of utilise him as much as possible, I feel like we can, get some decent results.
Guy as well. That's another sign.
Yeah, Guy.
Gay.
Yeah.
On what is it, 300k a week, isn't it?
Yeah, 300 grand a week. It would be I think it's the second highest paid defender in the Premier League, which is bonkers.
Behind probably Van Dijk.
But I feel like it's a signing that we needed to make.
Yeah.
Because obviously Gvardiol's injured for the rest of the season. Diaz is injured for another 5 weeks. So we kind of need we need experience in that defence. I feel like Gay is that. I feel like he's the sort of that perfect man to.
He's a leader as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like he's the perfect sort of fit for the team at the moment.
Yeah.
Because we're relying on Max Alane, who's 20, and Abdulkader Kusanov, who's 21.
I quite like him though.
Yeah, Kusanov's a very, very good defender.
I want him to do well.
Yeah, and the great thing about Kusanov is that he's obviously being coached by Guardiola at City, but he's also being coached by Fabio Cannavaro at Uzbekistan as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. So he's being coached by he's being coached by one of the best defenders of all time, won the Ballon d'Or, and being coached by arguably the greatest manager of all time. So having those two help him develop into a really, really good defender, I feel like it's obviously going to benefit him a lot.
Yeah.
So we can either talk about the AFCON final.
So much happened at the end of
There's
the
so much to break down, or we can go into the main segment first, and we can talk about the AFCON final at the end.
I think we should go to the main segment, and if we have time after, then we can talk about AFCON.
Well, now I've mentioned it, we might as well briefly talk about AFCON.
So what's the point in asking if we
Yeah.
want to talk about it?
sorry, Ben.
That's my bad. But yesterday, on the day that we record this, the AFCON final was yesterday. It saw Senegal.
Yeah.
Senegal, yeah.
Senegal win 1-0 at Morocco, in which, for two reasons, was quite a weird final.
Corrupt.
The corruption we're going to talk. I've literally just been reading about it as you've been speaking, and the Brahim Diaz penalty. So my thoughts quickly are the Brahim Diaz penalty. You would be leathering that, right? In either direction,
I mean,
you'd be leathering that, not Panenkering it in
the only
a
argument
big final.
for that is it was against the same goalkeeper that Aguero tried to Panenka. It was Edouard Mendy. I think part of you is kind of like, will they expect the Panenka?
Yeah.
So it could be effective. And I think when Aguero did it, I think that's what he was trying. I don't think he was trying to embarrass Mendy.
No.
Instead, when Lookman did it, it was a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think Brahim Diaz just thought maybe he won't expect it, and we'll just die.
That's the only explanation.
It looks really, really it looks really, really good if he pulls it off, but at the same the fact he's missed it, he's going to get so much
and he
criticism.
hit it so wrong.
And I think he has been receiving criticism online.
Yeah.
The worst part was he received the top goal scorer and he was crying while he was holding his trophy.
Yeah.
And Infantino's there consoling him.
Yeah. Because he literally had the chance to win the AFCON for Morocco, and he's done that.
It was literally 18 minutes into extra time. Not extra time, added time. And there was no coming back from that if he had scored that.
I turned on the TV and I think it must have been the 97th minute, because one of my other mates was watching it, and I turned on the TV and all of a sudden I just see the Senegal players walking off, and I'm just like, hang on a minute, what is going on?
Yeah, that was all
and then
so weird.
All of a sudden, I was looking at some of the decisions that were made throughout the game, the
referees.
Yeah, the referee decisions, the Senegal goal being chalked off for a supposed offside.
Yeah.
Morocco getting that penalty that just shouldn't have counted. That just shouldn't have been a penalty. Like something fishy was going on.
Always is with
I was
AFCON.
about to talk. I've just been reading articles about the supposed corruption upon the head of the Moroccan FA. I haven't looked at some of them. I watched the penalty on the way here, or the decision that was to become the penalty, and I don't think there's much that can really be said. I don't think it's a penalty.
It's
think
really,
they've-
I
really
haven't actually
soft.
seen any.
I
of this.
think they've
What
got.
actually
I
happened?
think they've got it spot on. Well,
For
the tackle is by Diouf, the West Ham left back, and Brahim Diaz gets the ball. It's just on the edge of the box.
Basically,
The
Brahim,
very edge of the box.
Brahim Diaz has gone down like he's been shot, and the referee's given a penalty.
Ooh.
Like, he obviously bought it a bit, and I feel like if that exact same challenge happens in the Premier League, it just won't be given. And yeah, like I said, I felt like there were some really, really dodgy decisions throughout the game.
Happened with the towel as well. The
Yeah, I saw the
Moroccan
ball boy.
ball boy trying to steal the towels.
Yeah,
The
that was
goalkeepers.
a bit questionable.
It's always so weird in AFCON.
It's funny though.
Like when it last tournament, the referee blew whistle like 18 minutes early, or something like that.
No, he blew it in like the 84th minute or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He blew it well early, and then still blew it a second time early.
Yeah.
It's such a weird tournament.
Yeah.
But I think
it's
it
great
was-
TV though.
Oh, it always is. I think when Senegal walked off the pitch, I think it was Sadio Mane was like, "What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are we walking off the pitch?"
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And I saw after the game as well, when the Senegal manager came in for his post-game.
All the Moroccan.
Yeah, all the Moroccan journalists just left.
Just walked out.
Yeah, just walked out and left, and the press conference was cancelled. Like,
Dear me.
There's so much controversy behind it, but at the same time, it was, like I said, it was great TV.
Yeah.
It was a great watch.
It's always so good.
So the main segment of the podcast, for this
For 20 minutes.
Yeah, for 20
Yeah.
minutes. But yeah, I didn't expect it to go where it's gone. Over the weekend and on Friday night, EAFC, as it's now known as, has released its Team of the Year, which obviously sparks lots of controversy in the world of football. So I looked at this team on Friday and thought, what are EA doing? First of all, Hakimi wasn't nominated. So the team that they put out was...
Hakimi was out for a lot of the second half of the year, though.
But he was still the best right back by a
But
country
also,
mile.
I saw something that Hakimi has been investigated. I'm not going to mention it because there's obviously a lot more into it. But there was something about Hakimi, and that's part of the reason why he wasn't nominated.
I actually didn't know that, so that's actually quite interesting to know. But the team that they released was Donnarumma. I will get to what we think about the players during our own team because we're going to
Just get through it.
It was Donnarumma, Mendes, the left back, Saliba. It was Van Dijk, Koundé, Declan Rice. Yeah, it's a knee slap of that, George. Vitinha, Pedri, Haaland, Dembele, and Mbappe. Now, I don't know about you, but there's definitely a few things wrong with that.
Game's so gone.
But
The game's
that is
so
where
gone.
this podcast comes in, because we are going to build an 11 of the best players we thought from last year.
Yeah.
I've written some nominations for each position. We can. I've done it positionally, so I've got in terms when you talk about the midfield, I've got a 6, an 8, and a 10. But we can alter that to
I don't
however
think you need to
want.
do that. We can just have a
No,
free
but
midfield.
I've written it down
Okay.
anyway, and the centre backs have got a left footer and a right footer to make it sort of even, because that's how most teams play, with one left-footed and one right-footed. But
You didn't need to do this much work, I don't
no,
think.
I didn't, but I have done because I show commitment to this podcast. But What position do you want to start with?
Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper.
It makes the most sense.
So the nominations for the goalkeeper that I've, from my professional vision of watching football,
Professional vision.
The one that thinks Anderson's on Rodri's level.
you're gonna love this list, Lewis.
My list
Robert
of
Sanchez
goalkeepers
as well.
the
from my experience of having eyes.
Robert
So,
Sanchez.
in my opinion, in no particular
on,
order, the three best goalkeepers in the world in the year 2025 were Raya, Donnarumma, and Courtois.
I think the obvious one's Donnarumma.
I think the obvious one is
Has to be
Donnarumma, and that is because of the fact that he
Won everything. he
won
could,
literally
essentially.
everything and was a huge part in their success.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Raya only
Raya-
made like 10 saves probably across the year.
If
Yeah.
Raya, if they won the Premier League, if Arsenal won the Premier League, I think you'd have a shout for Raya. I think Courtois is more based on the moments that he produced,
Yeah. He's a big game player.
and he has shown up in the big games, unlike some of the people on this list I'm not going to name. But yeah, I think Donnarumma is clear and away the best keeper in the world as of last year.
Yeah.
Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left back, the nominations for left back are Mark Cucurella. I knew that. You knew that was coming. I've gone with DeMarco
No.
and
What,
Mendes.
Tyreek Mitchell.
Yes, yes,
Tyreek
James.
Mitchell. Again, I'm not going to let my Chelsea bias get to me. I know I did with the Cucurella nomination, but I honestly do think he was brilliant last year.
It's Nuno Mendes. And it's not even close.
Yeah.
And it is Nuno Mendes, and it's not even close.
I think
The way
Cucurella's probably the third on that list.
the game that stood out to me when I think about Mendes was the Nations League final, I believe.
Yeah, pocketed.
And also,
when he pocketed
Nuno
you out.
Mendes.
I'm al-
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
He did pocket Nuno Mendes.
I was going to say, in terms of Ballon d'Or placements, I'm pretty sure Nuno Mendes had the highest placement for a left back since Roberto Carlos,
It's crazy.
which
He
is
did have a
fair-
really good
I'm
year.
fair
But
play
to be
him.
fair,
Surprised.
I'm going to say that how good Cucurella was and how good DeMarco is going forward and all that. But Mendes was very, very defensively consistent,
Yeah.
I'd say,
Yeah.
And was really
Um,
good going forward.
and was brilliant going forward. Yeah, very quick, good crosser of the ball, scores the occasional goal.
I don't think you need to convince us how good
Yeah.
Nuno
No,
Mendes is.
I like to just justify
Okay,
myself.
centre-backs.
'Cause sometimes I have to justify myself with you lot, with
Centre-backs,
who
yeah.
I think.
Because your opinions
So,
suck.
the left centre back, I've got Bastoni, who I'm going to talk about, Pacho, the PSG centre back, and Gabriel. He who shall not be mentioned, as I would think of him as, and as you did refer to him a couple of weeks ago. Lewis.
So, I think never going to be Gabriel. It can't ever be Gabriel
Why?
because he's just a corner merchant. I think
Um,
That's outrageous.
We spoke about Gabriel.
You are. I'm going Gabriel just to spite
No.
you,
We,
Lewis.
we spoke about Gabriel, and it got me thinking about who as a left centre back is better on the planet, and I think these two are the only people I can think they're near that. Potentially Slotterbeck after what I said last week,
yeah.
but I think Bastoni doesn't get talked about enough, nearly as much as what he should be,
I think everyone knows just how good Bastoni is.
because he's
Bastoni's very good in Serie A, but he doesn't perform in the big games. Like, if you're talking Champions League, he just wasn't that good.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be Pacho.
Yeah, for me, it's Pacho and Gabriel.
I'm gonna go Gabriel.
I go Pacho.
We've got to get
Um,
Gabriel in to spite Lewis.
I think the rise of Pacho has been what's impressed me the most, because I think he wasn't someone that you'd think about when you
He was
think
definitely
about.
He was PSG's best centre back when they won the Champions League, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Marquinhos is past his best years, I think.
Yeah, like, I mean, Marquinhos was obviously very good last season.
He's very good, but I think
Yeah.
he's gone from being probably their best centre back for quite a few years to now they've just got so many good centre backs.
Yeah.
He's taking a backseat role and letting Pacho lead the back line as he would.
Yeah,
Which
I think
I
yeah,
think
it has to be Pacho. I think
I'm going to say Pacho because I dislike Gabriel
yeah.
purely
thank
on
you.
that basis.
Okay, so that's 3.
So
That's
the
two.
right footer, as we mentioned, Marquinhos, who I put on there purely
Yeah.
because of the amount he won and the experience he brings to that back line. Van Dijk, despite what we've seen of him so far this season, because it's a holistic look.
You
of
do know Van Dijk's a
2025.
left-sided centre back.
No, he's right-footed.
I know he's right-footed, but he's a left-sided centre back.
centre back.
No, but I've got him based on the foot.
But surely you
That's
should
not what it should be based on,
surely
though,
you should base it
actually.
on
Yeah.
left-sided centre back and right-sided
I've
centre
based it.
back.
I've based it on the foot in which they're most strong.
So we could be putting 2 left-sided centre backs in this team of the year, or 2 right-sided centre backs.
But we're not. I don't think anyone's going to vote for Van Dijk. I think.
Well, no.
And the other one is William Saliba, who I also despise because he's an Arsenal player. But
I don't really mind William Saliba,
I've-
to be fair.
No,
I
not
think
Saliba.
I think in terms of his technical, I know it's going to sound really weird to say, but his technical ability as a defender is far superior to what Gabriel is.
I still stand by the fact I think Saliba is better than Gabriel. I think, obviously, putting biased and pure hatred aside, Gabriel is really, really good.
Yeah, I think he is a better centre back, but I think Gabriel had a better year.
I think
Yeah.
Saliba. I think Saliba's the better player, but I think Gabriel's the better defender.
Yeah, there's just been many times, especially there's been a few times this season where Gabriel has been either bailed out by Saliba
Yeah.
or bailed out by the fact that he scored up the other end. I remember watching the Atletico Madrid Arsenal game,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even you said you saw where I was coming from
Yeah.
for that game. Obviously, I'm exaggerating because I don't like the man, and he is a very crucial part to their defence. But in terms of who looks more composed and who is more reliable at centre back, I'd say Saliba's better out of the two.
Yeah.
Because though he's not having his best season, I think Saliba's definitely dropped off this season compared to last 2 before. I still think I'd rather have him in my team over Gabriel.
Yeah.
So who are we voting for?
Saliba.
I think Saliba, yeah.
I'm going to take Saliba because I take not only his ability on the ball, but his ability to cover up for things that
Yeah.
go over the top.
I also do think Arsenal struggle more when Saliba's out than they do when Gabriel's out.
Yeah.
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 Gabriel is purely an aerial presence.
That's
I
the thing.
think.
They struggle to score because obviously they rely on Gabriel from set pieces at times. But in terms of defensively, I mean, having him and Hincape at centre back didn't really look that out of place, other than against Villa, even though they conceded in the last minute. Or when they had Saliba and Mosquera next to each other, they still looked just as solid. So,
Right.
yeah.
So we're going to go with Saliba, yeah?
We're going to go with
Yeah.
Saliba. I think he's really
the
good.
right back position, I've put Hakimi, Koundé, and Reece James.
Reece James had a really good second half of the year. I don't think the first half of the year he was
I think
as good.
Hakimi's probably been the best.
Yeah.
Of course. Over
Yeah,
the course of the year.
I think Hakimi. How long's he been injured for now, though? That's the thing.
I mean, he played in the AFCON final, so
Yeah,
I think he was injured for a few months.
yeah. I know he's.
But if you're
missed-
basing it off of last year, he was, for me, far and away the best right back.
Oh yeah, I think he does go in. Allegations aside,
Who's that other right back you said, Ben?
I said Koundé.
Oh, okay.
Koundé's just been consistent. Other than against Chelsea, where he drops an absolute stinker.
And
Yeah.
he got skinned by Esteval.
Yeah, but Esteval's really
Yeah.
good. To be fair to him.
Just putting my bias towards Chelsea aside, despite how well James has definitely played for the second half of the season, I still think Hakimi far
I
and
think,
away
yeah,
is
it's
the
gotta
best
be
Yeah,
right
definitely.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't see much of this PSG team changing by the looks of it, because PSG were the best team on the planet last year, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And I don't think it was particularly close.
No.
I do. Not that I fully believe what I'm about to say, but to be devil's advocate with the whole PSG were the best team on the planet, their run to the final wasn't that hard compared.
Really?
Inter had to play Barca?
Yeah, they played.
PSG had to play Arsenal, Liverpool, who won the league. Who did they play in the quarters?
Villa.
I mean,
That Villa game was
even
good.
then,
the Villa game was
Villa
really
gave
good.
them a really,
Villa
really
game
good
was
game.
really good,
Yeah.
but they just got through against Liverpool. I think went to pens against Liverpool.
Bearing in mind that was a very good Liverpool team that won the league.
It was a very good Liverpool team.
Then beating a Villa team,
And then
like-
beating a Villa team, if you're by far and away the best team in the world, they should have been back. Like, I mean, Villa weren't even having that great of a season compared.
no.
Like, they weren't actually
Compared to where they
as
are
good.
now.
Yeah. And then beating Arsenal. Arsenal were poor across 2 legs. I think that was also because PSG were really good.
I disagree with it. I think the first leg, I think Arsenal for parts of the game battered them.
Yeah.
I think other than a Donnarumma, like, absolute masterclass, like, I don't think PSG really blew Arsenal away as well, because like, that was definitely one of Arsenal's worst performances. That first leg, I don't think they were that good.
Yeah.
Especially putting up that terrible tifo at the start. I do think, and then I think it's because they battered Inter in the final. I think that massively went towards them being the best team in the world.
Yeah.
Is the way they just tore Inter apart. And like I said, I don't fully believe in what I'm saying. I'm just saying devil's advocate.
Got
in
there
the
in the
fact
end.
that they actually weren't, like, because people were saying like it's the best team we've seen in years,
No.
which
no.
isn't true. And I think we like what was it, Club World Cup? They weren't great. I know they made it to the final, but they weren't great. Especially they got battered by Chelsea in the final.
Yeah.
And then even against us, they weren't great. I know they didn't have time to prepare for it. They had like a few days to prepare, but they didn't look great against us. And even this season, they didn't look good against us. We kind of gifted them 3 of their 4 goals
Yeah.
when they it looked like they battered us, but actually we went ahead twice with like such a poor season we're having.
Wasn't it 5 goals they scored against you?
No, it's 4-2. I think it ended.
What, the game this season?
Yeah.
I thought it was 5-3.
No.
Because I vaguely remember Vitinha scoring a hat trick.
It might have been I think it was Vitinha hat trick and a who's the centre mid?
Neves.
No.
Ruiz.
Yeah, Fabian Ruiz. That's it. I'll double check. It might have been 5-3. Oh yeah, because it was 2 Colomwani goals.
Yeah.
That was it. And a Richarlison goal. Yeah, 5-3. But even then, 3 out of those 5 goals we gifted to them.
Yeah.
And like, they didn't look that impressive. I know obviously it's this season, they don't look as good as they did last season.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that team got overrated, and it was a lot of just having a really good players in and around the team.
Yeah.
I don't think as a team it was as good as like prime Real Madrid, prime Barca sort of thing, as people tried to make it sound like it was.
So we're going to stick with Hakimi, yeah?
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. Brilliant.
Getting carried away.
So the number 6, because I'm going to do 6, and 1 6, 1 8, 1 10 to be fair on all the position groups, because you could just put 2 8s next to each other potentially. But I've got, unfortunately, I've got Declan Rice, who actually was the one who was nominated.
Game's gone.
João Neves, who I think is very good, and obviously the best DM in the world, and I'm going to stand on it, and I'm not going to let George talk about it, is Caicedo.
You're out of your mind.
So,
Why'd we let Ben do
in
this?
my eyes,
I know.
you're all going to hate me, but Caicedo's getting my vote.
No.
Because last
No.
year, he was the best.
Okay, you can nominate Caicedo if you want, but he's definitely not getting the vote.
No.
He's not getting my vote.
Are
mine either.
you all going to take João Neves?
I'm
Yeah,
taking.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
taking
going
João
Neves.
You're
Neves.
all taking Neves?
Yes.
I
Why
love
is that?
Neves.
That's not
way.
crazy.
You're
though.
not taking Neves.
You're the one.
so
You're the
underrated.
That is crazy.
Chelsea bias aside, I'm going.
I also,
Right.
You're in the minority here, Ben.
So,
I don't think Rice making it is that outrageous. He's been really, really good.
I think he's
I'd
the
put him
third
above
best. He's the
Caicedo.
third best on that list.
No,
He's
the
second best on the list.
Yeah.
He's
You
better
put
than Caicedo.
third.
Yeah.
Caicedo is third.
I'm going. Yeah. In terms of that list, I'm.
I'm struggling with that.
I'm putting Elliot Anderson in
4-1
over
here.
Caicedo.
I hope that's a rage. That is 1,000% rage rate. That's 1,000%.
Let me re-emphasise what you just said earlier, Ben. Chelsea bias aside.
No,
And
but
then
that's
put
not
Caicedo
even Chelsea
second.
bias.
That list, it should go João Neves at the top, then Rice,
How? How is that possible? Declan Rice didn't win anything.
This is second episode
You
in a row
have to
that
win everything.
Oh,
you're gonna have to put the noise.
Oh, I'm
discretion in.
so sorry, Emmett, but he's won 2 trophies.
He's not won everything.
He won. Okay,
He
so
won
he
two
won.
Glorified
trophies.
friendly is one of them.
Yeah, he won the Club World Cup,
Yeah.
which a lot of teams
Against
didn't take.
Neves.
Which a lot of
Yeah,
teams
it's a
didn't take
friendly game,
seriously.
Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Think of it. João Neves won everything you could have won apart from the Club World Cup. He was PSG, well, arguably PSG's best midfielder when they won the I can't even speak. When they won the Champions League, he was just really, really good the entire season. Like he
No, but I
was
don't know
literally
how
Mr.
you're
Consistent.
putting him over Casado.
How are you not putting him over Caicedo?
Well, first of all, do you know
He
what
plays
league,
for
Do
Chelsea.
you know what league that João Neves plays in? The well-renowned French league, which is the Farmers League.
Yeah, but he also tore apart the Champions
Yeah,
League.
Yeah.
and he won the Nations League as well.
Yeah,
And you
also
could
yeah,
argue
won the
that
Nations League.
Caicedo
And scored in the final, I think. didn't he?
dominated in a better
No,
league.
Nuno
than
Mendes
what-
scored in the final.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
dominated
semi-final,
in a
I think he
better
scored in.
league.
I wouldn't say dominated.
He did, because he's better than Gravenberch. I'll tell you that for a fact, and that's the only person who was actually fit.
If
Last
Caicedo's
season,
so good,
he-
why didn't he win the Champions League?
Because they weren't in it.
Yeah, you won the Conference League. That, like, I mean,
Great.
Because we weren't in it.
all I'm saying, Yves Bissouma
Um,
won the Europa League. Is he better than
But
Caicedo?
before I lose my mind again, I'm just gonna say that Neves. You're gonna put Neves.
Yeah,
I know
Neves.
you're
It has to
gonna
be
go with
Neves. I think, yeah, I don't think he's that
But
outrageous.
I
Declan Rice
I'm gonna
making
find
it,
some stats later that prove that Caicedo
Oh
is, the
my.
But the thing
best, is the best in the world. in each
Ne-
position.
Neves and Caicedo are two different players, so you can't really compare them anyway.
Yeah.
They're both-
Neves is a box to box. Caicedo's a ball-winning midfielder. You can't really say.
but
like-
they are both sixes.
We don't have a lot of time,
In my
so we
opinion.
should
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. We'll move on before Ben loses his mind.
Yeah, I'm not going to entertain that. So for the A, it's a toss-up between Valverde, Pedri, and Vitinha.
Pedri.
and I think
Pedri. Move on, Pedri.
Pedri is the obvious
Pedri.
number one. and I don't
Pedri.
think we need to
Yeah,
talk
go
about
on.
Pedri.
Vitinha's close
Pedri.
second,
The
man.
number
It's not that
10,
far as you
I've
think.
got Palmer, and don't tell me that he's not going to be the best on this
He
list.
shouldn't even be on the list.
Jude Bellingham and Michael
I 100%
Olise.
believe that.
Where's
Michael
Eze?
Olise
He won the
never
FA
played
Cup.
in the 10.
Yep.
Why are you... Wait, you put
Yep.
in
Yep.
Palmer on the right or Elise in the 10?
No, Palmer is the number 10 of this team.
Are you putting Elise at number 10?
I wouldn't pick. I wouldn't
Then
pick.
it's
I wouldn't pick any of them, and I'd just have Vitinha in that.
To
In
be
that
fair, yeah,
position.
I'd go Vitinha, João Neves, and
Pedri.
Yeah, that'd be the
We can
midfield.
do that if you want. Well,
João Neves could play the 10.
Vitinha
Vitinha could play the 10.
of the team, but
Not really.
That midfield cooked.
Because the thing is,
but who is the
Palmer-
best? Who is the best of those three last year?
I don't think you want to hear the answer.
If it's not Cole Palmer, I'm
Elise.
going to absolutely lose
Elise
it.
was
Palmer went
better
like
than
20
Palmer.
games without scoring a goal.
Elise,
Palmer scored 5. He literally scored 5 open play goals last year. You
Yeah.
cannot tell me that Cole Palmer deserves to be nominated for the
he
ballot.
had big moments, but Elise's been way more consistent over the course of
Cole
the year.
Palmer had one good game.
And won the
He had
Bundesliga.
one good game.
Yeah.
This guy.
All right, moving on. Right winger.
Oh my goodness,
This guy.
you guys are lost. Honestly,
Yeah, because we
Okay,
don't watch
yeah,
we don't watch football through TikTok.
the right wingers are Salah, Saka, and Yamal.
Yamal probably.
Yamal, yeah, I'd go Yamal.
So yeah, I think just based
Yeah.
on
Yamal just.
Saka and Salah's start to this season wasn't as good as Yamal just continued.
And the Salah fall off, you have to take that into mind.
Yeah, Salah's fall off. You got to take into consideration, and Saka's been.
I think it's
injured.
very close because Salah broke the record for the most goal involvements in a single Premier League season.
Yeah,
And
but I'm going based off consistency.
Yeah.
I think Yamal edges it over, except from when he had his little spell of groin injuries that totally weren't
Yeah.
yeah,
of a weird
Go on,
nature.
I'll give you that one's a bit more acceptable than the last two. which is
How?
diabolical.
Not putting
I-
in Salah's probably more controversial than not putting in Palmer
So,
and not putting in Caicedo.
Keywords, Chelsea
I'll
bias
let you have
aside.
that.
Let me just re-emphasise
The
that.
left wingers are Rafinha, Vinicius Junior, and Mbappe, and this is the easiest vote for Rafinha I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he was robbed.
Are you sure you don't want to put Pedro Neto in?
Yep.
Or got an Nacho.
João Pedro.
I dislike that guy. And the strikers, it's actually going to be a pretty
Kane.
difficult toss-up
Kane.
between Haaland, Kane, and Dembele.
Kane.
I think you just have to give it to Dembele.
Dembele, because he won the Ballon d'Or.
No, you put Dembele on the left. Who do we put on the left?
Dembele played as a striker.
Yeah, but you can't. This is what annoys me. You can't not put Kane in the year he had.
Dembele literally won the Ballon d'Or.
No, but you fit in Dembele.
Dembele
elsewhere.
won everything.
No, you fit in Dembele elsewhere. I think Dembele, because he also did play off the right.
Yes, Kane scored a lot of goals. Dembele won the French League, the French Cup, Champions League, won the Ballon d'Or. You can't not put him in.
You can't not put Kane in.
So my vote when I wrote this went to Dembele because I knew the hate I was going to get for most of the things I've put on this list, but I do think Dembele deserved the Ballon d'Or. I can see the justification as to why they've given it to him. I do think Rafinha or Pedri should have won it, but I do think Dembele is probably the best striker of that year.
Yeah.
Do I think he'll be here this time next year? Absolutely not, because I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to continue the form that he's on. But I do think Dembele completes the team if that's the majority.
Yeah.
I think
so.
you can
I
fit
believe.
Dembele.
Ignore the Spurs.
You
So
can
I believe,
fit
I
Dembele.
believe
Out of here.
the team that we settled on was Donnarumma, Mendes, Saliba, Pacho, Hakimi, Neves, Pedri, Vitinha, Rafinha, Dembele, and Yamal.
I fully expect you to slip Palmer in or something.
I was about to, but I'm never ever going to win.
By the way,
that
Cody, do you
debate,
want to speak
despite
up what you
knowing
just
what I
whispered to
feel.
me?
What did I
Do you
say?
want to? Do you want to
What
say?
did I say? I didn't say anything.
Cody leant back away from the mic and went, "I'd put Kane in."
Really?
The man.
Yeah.
What more has that man got to do?
Yeah.
Win the Ballon d'Or.
Champions League.
Yeah, but
Win the Champions League.
Individually, I think
Individually,
Kane was better.
yeah. The Ballon d'Or is an individual trophy.
Yeah.
Not nowadays. Let's be honest.
The Ballon d'Or is an individual trophy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's about the thing is, the Ballon d'Or, like the literal criteria for winning the Ballon d'Or is trophies, having an impact in big games. Dembele got 2 assists in the Champions League final, scored away at the Emirates in the semi-final, scored away at Anfield in the round of 16 in the Champions
That's
League.
what I mean. Dembele has to fit in, but you can't not put Kane in as a striker. Surely you can either take out Yamal or probably not Rafinha. I'd probably take out Yamal.
I think it's a conversation for another time.
Maybe.
But
It is getting
let us-
So lucky it needs
but
to work.
let us know what you think about our team. We'll be back hopefully next week with another episode of the Tactical Waffle podcast.
This has been Ben, George, Cody, and Lewis, with a production team of Emmett, Sarah, and Millie. Going into 2026, we have a new recording and posting schedule. You will now be able to find our podcast live on YouTube and Spotify from 12 p.m. noon every Wednesday. Follow our Instagram @Tactical Waffle Podcast for live updates and news.